What's up guys, it's Dragonfly Mike 77. Today I am finally doing a Kaloud Lotus Revisited. This is the final product by them, and I just wanted to touch base on a couple things that I've noticed and also let you guys see the final production. Alright, as you can see, it comes in this, and this slides out, and it comes in this nice little case like this. It says Kaloud Lotus on it. It's just plastic, but it's still a nice case. And it's got a nice little latch on it that closes like that when you open it up. It's got styrofoam in there, so it holds it very well. And then the Kaloud Lotus is just sitting in there. Now, as you can see, it looks very similar to the prototype. The difference that I noticed right off the bat is it's kind of the new ones are chromed out. The older ones just kind of were, they didn't have that nice shine to them at all. It still rotates very well. Another thing that is different versus the prototype is the grips on it are much better. I know that some people said that it did get a little hot for them, and although that's true, I've worked in kitchens basically my entire life, and my fingertips are pretty used to heat, and it doesn't bother me at all. What I did notice is if you pick it up near the edge like that, it really helps out because there's actually a little metal piece in there. And it fits right on like that. Another thing that I noticed that's different is on the prototype they had a little handle right here along the edge. And on the side it had rubber grips. I feel like the bottom doesn't clean as well. Again, that's not a big deal because you never see it. One of the things that I noticed also that was different, and on the prototypes I actually mentioned that was kind of a problem, the bottom really did come off on the other one, and it was only held on there by very thin metal little pieces, and I was worried about those breaking off. Well, they did fix that problem, and they added screws. The only problem with the screws is it's not flush with the actual bottom. Because of that, I noticed on the Vortex it doesn't sit as well on it. Again, that's not a big issue because I don't really use my Vortex bowl at all. But I would like to see the screws flush with the bottom. I think that they would sit on some of the bowls a little better. Again, it's not a big enough issue that I don't use it. I still use this every single day. So that's basically just what it looks like. I'm going to show you guys real quick how I actually pack the bowl that I personally think is the best bowl to use with the Lotus. Alright, this is the Sapphire Power Shot bowl. This bowl is very similar to the Tangier Super Chief. In my review of this bowl, I mentioned that this is the best option since you can't get Super Chiefs. I have actually changed my philosophy on this. This smokes so well with the Lotus. I like this bowl more than the Super Chief. And if I know a lot of people know that's a big statement right there for me. Now I am going to be packing Tangiers in this. This is the Berkuk line. The reason I'm doing this is I just want to show you guys how I actually pack it. Just like always, I shovel it in there like that. And just like the Super Chief, I kind of bring it towards the edge. Now because this bowl, and I mentioned this in the review of this bowl, because this bowl, the trench isn't as deep, it's a lot shallower, I do think it's a little harder to pack. Because the tobacco just kind of wants to slide up there a little more. And I just don't think the packing of the bowl is as neat. It's not as even. But with that said, I still think it smokes better. I also don't think that it holds as much. Despite it being wide, because the trench isn't as deep, you don't really need to pack it in there the same way. And that's essentially how I put the Tangiers in there. If I am just smoking Tangiers, that's how I leave it. Don't put any in the middle, and it still smokes it very well. I am in a watermelon mood, so I am going to throw in a little 421 Jolly Melon. Actually, this was a recommendation by Matt Farrell, and I am so glad that he posted that up in one of the Facebook groups, because this, if you get this bowl and use the Lotus, it'll change your life. that's how I pack it. I'm actually right up on there. So the Lotus is going to be sitting on the tobacco. That's no issue whatsoever. And then you just place it on there like that, and you're good to go. Alright, I'm going to flash away to me actually smoking this. Alright, so you guys saw how I packed it, and now I actually have it smoking. Because the tobacco is actually touching the Lotus on this, it lights up a lot faster. I'd probably say it lights up pretty well in about 5 minutes. I haven't taken a hit yet, so let's see where it's at. Good clouds. Now, when it comes to the prototype versus the final production, when it comes to the effectiveness, it's the same. It's still awesome. The slogan I like to use for the Lotus is, a lotus in the Egyptian culture a lot of times was used as a symbol of rebirth. And for me, knowing that, I like to say it's the rebirth of flavor. The flavor is the best flavor you will ever get, in my opinion. I think it's phenomenal. Let me take another poke for you guys. Another thing that I just absolutely love about the Lotus is the airflow on it is awesome. It's absolutely phenomenal. The airflow on this is better than a funnel bowl and foil, hands down. It's just the way the air travels through it, the hit that you get out of it, the quality of the smoke, everything about it is great. This is a product that, when I first heard about it, I was incredibly skeptical, and that's why I contacted them. And after talking to Reza, the owner of Kaloud, he really does believe that the Kaloud Lotus is a revolutionary thing. He put a lot of time into making sure that this product was going to be of the highest quality. And before that, I had actually received the Lotus. I was still a little skeptical. Upon using it for the first time, my skepticism went away. It definitely is a fantastic product. When it comes to heat management is very easy. That just spins around. When the vents are closed, you're trapping in the heat and it's heating up the bowl. When you open it up, it lets more heat out. Now, sometimes, second round of coals, or if it just gets too hot, a lot of times I just take this off and I'll let it sit there. What I will say, and what I think is amazing, is a lot of times when you start getting into longer sessions, you're getting on your third, your fourth round of coals, the flavor really does diminish. Although that is inevitable, that basically will happen with any brand that you are smoking, I still feel like the longevity of flavors is longer when using the Lotus versus using foil and coals. Because of that, I feel like I smoke bowls for longer. Another thing that I noticed pretty quickly, I go through coals very quickly. I go through a box like that before I even realize that I'm out of coals. I started to notice that my boxes were lasting longer each time. You only need to use 2 coals. Doesn't matter really what I'm smoking. Tangiers to 421 to Haze to Starbuzz to Al Fucker. I always use 2 coals versus the normal 3. Because of that, I'm saving money on coals. I did mention, and I'm not going to take it off just because I am smoking right now. When you want to take it off, you take the lid. Make sure you take out the coals. It's very important. And there are little slits right here, and you just put it in there and you lift up. It comes off very easily. Make sure you don't touch it. It gets wicked hot, obviously. When I was at the lounge last night, I liked this product so much that I went to the local lounge that I like going to in Pittsburgh, which is Mint. And I actually took a Lotus down there, and I wanted the owners and I wanted some of the people to work there and some of the people in there that were just smoking, having a good time, to try the Lotus. And I hate the fact I didn't bring my camera down because they all love it. I love Kaloud so much that I gave them one of the Kaloud Lotuses that I had. I want to see people use the Kaloud Lotus. Another reason I want to see lounges using it, what's nice is a lot of times at lounges you get, you know, maybe kids are drinking, they get a little sloppy, whatever it may be, and they're messing with coals. With this, once the coals are in there, I don't touch them. I don't need to move them around. I don't need to ash them. I don't need to rotate them. Once the coals are placed in the Lotus, the only thing I need to do is mess around with the top. That's great for a lounge. That's good for home use because you're not taking coals out. There's less risk of burning your carpet. Another thing that I noticed that I actually was showing people last night. I can shake this around a decent amount, and that Lotus isn't going to move. I don't have to worry about those coals. If you're getting kind of rambunctious and people are moving around a lot, I can shake this around, and that Lotus, it's not moving. It's not moving at all, which is a big positive in my mind. You're going to save your carpet, and it's going to prevent lounges from not necessarily having to kick people out, but you'll notice that there will be less coal dropping in lounges. So that's another big positive about it. I'm going to take one more poke. Check out the Kaloud website. It's Kaloud, Kaloud.com. If you have bought a Lotus, make sure to register it online for the lifetime warranty. Also, one of my favorite things about it is if for whatever reason you don't like it, that's okay. It might not be your thing. Again, I won't criticize somebody for not enjoying something that I like. If you don't like it, they do have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you lose like $6 to $10 in shipping, which I really don't think is a big deal for being able to try something out. I know I kind of rambled on a little bit. This product makes me really excited. I love the Kaloud Lotus. I think it's fantastic. I like the case. If you're a lounge, I highly recommend getting them from there. They have a special deal for lounges, which is on the website. It's in the giving back section. Get it. Try it out. If you don't like it, you can send it back, and it's no big deal. But I'm not going to say I guarantee it, because you never know. I'm going to say that I haven't met, and I personally haven't talked to anybody that hasn't enjoyed it, including myself. So with that, I think that's all I got. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, guys, peace out.